Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another Market Pulse. Today is the 20th of March. Hope you're having a great week. We are red. Unfortunately, we're red. But let's take a look at what's going on out there. This has been a tough slog. War is not generally very good for anything. And so, there's that song, War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing, right? I think that's what we got going on in the market. So, by the way, we're having an event on April 17th through 19th. If you haven't registered, now is the time. It's only a couple weeks away, a few weeks away now. And I haven't heard, actually, I can't even make up whether there's still rooms left, but I think there are. Love to have you out there. It's called the Strategy Intensive or the Strategy Room. There's just going to be a few people there so that we can go really deep on your covered call strategies, your trading plans. We could talk about what this market is going to be like and what the market's going to be like for the rest of the year. I'll give you my stocks for the rest of the year and that kind of thing. But I'd love to have you there. It's a pretty beautiful place. If you haven't heard me talk about it, it's at the Crown Plaza. And this is a pretty looking pool and a nice golf course there and all that kind of stuff. So there's a link at the bottom if you want to register for that. By the way, also Monday night, 7 p.m. Monday night, 7 p.m. I think it's the 23rd. I'm going to be live here on YouTube. And so if you can make it live on YouTube, we're going to be talking about this market. This market is in turmoil. We're going to talk about what opportunities we might be able to sift out of it and see if you can make some money. We do covered calls. That's what I teach primarily, but we'll talk about the whole breadth of the market and maybe you could take advantage of that. Love to see you. Don't cost nothing. 7 o'clock Eastern time on right here on YouTube. There's probably a link or something, but you could just show up at 7 o'clock. And I'll leave the recording up for a day or two after. I don't know how long I will be able to leave it up. We'll be allowed to leave it up by the powers that be, but we'll try to get into some numbers. I'm getting in trouble trying to get into numbers. So, question I always ask is, do you have a circuit breaker in your trading plan? You got to have a trading plan, and you got to have an out on your trading plan, especially in these crazy markets. All right, let me whip through and talk about what's going on with the market. We are red. We have four red lights still in the market. And like I always say, I quote Jesse Livermore. He says, there's a time to go long, there's a time to go short, and there's a time to go fishing. And for a lot of people, this is a good time to be on a boat and not sitting in front of your computer because it can be emotionally wrenching, whatever the word is. All right. So I want to point out, like I did to my mastermind group just a little bit ago on our call, is 2022. Now, 2022, if you remember properly, this was a red market, a bear market for the whole year. And you could see how it's set up basically at the beginning of the year with this death cross. Now, I don't know if we're going to do that again. I don't predict the markets. I just read charts and I just talk to myself. And when I talk to myself, I listen to myself and I come up with a story. And the story is not always right, but you've got to have some kind of thesis. And so this was a death cross that happened here. And then we had a close, before that, 5 or 6 weeks before that, below the 10-week moving average, which is the 50-day moving average, roughly. And then we closed and didn't recover the 40-week moving average, the 200-day, for the year, practically the whole year. And this market just kept melting and melting and melting. And I don't know if it's the same, but let's take a look at that's 2022. This is 2026. Now, we are rolling over. We haven't quite made the debt cross. I think we're maybe 4 weeks ahead if this is going to happen. And so we are now down below the 40-week moving average. It's starting to look very similar, even from the point where it popped up here and went up. Look at this. Popped up here and went way up. I don't know if it's going to be the same or not. I hope not. I don't think so. I do think that we have some good stuff going on, but you never know about these markets, right? A lot of people are saying we're going to a recession. I haven't heard that in a while, and maybe we are. I don't know. Anyway, here's the QQQ on a daily. That was a weekly. This is a daily. And look at this thing, right? This thing is below the 50, below the 200, and it's been below the 50 for like 6 weeks. And in the beginning, QQQ was like banging up to the top. All these AI stocks were taking us up to all-time highs. And even when we've banged into all-time highs, we've rejected them. And now we're down, going into lows that we haven't seen in a long time. So you got to be really careful. This is a bad trend. Certainly the last 3 days has been a bad trend. And certainly this war, if you go back, 3 weeks, it's not a good trend, right? It's under the 50. Not a lot of good things happen under the 50. Here's the S&P 500. The S&P 500 using an ABCD lightning bolt pattern shows me that at 65.50, we might be getting to a bottom, but I have no idea. Like it could be a short-term bounce. And you know what? Anything could happen. There could be a tweet or a ceasefire or some kind of deal made. And if that's made, this market goes shooting up. And that could happen at any moment. But that's not something you put your money behind. That's just a bald guy on the internet guessing. Okay. Look at the Dow Jones looking like the same exact pattern, right? And this was really strong coming up into here, making the all-time highs. But now we're down from 50,512 to 46,000. We've lost 10%. New York Stock Exchange is now the strongest one of all of them. We're still above the 200-day moving average on the New York. The volatility index a couple of weeks got up to 35. It's now still elevated at 26, but it's a little bit more palatable. The New York Stock Exchange Composite, I just put it on here because showing the MACD, which looks like it's exaggeratingly diving, but at some point that will end. Let's take a look at a few stocks that are in the news that a lot of people I know are trading, and that is SanDisk, for example. 99 relative strength, one of the strongest stocks in the market, one of the strongest stocks last year as well. Just made an all-time high yesterday, and correct, in the wake of that Micron news, which I'll talk about in a second. Today it's down 6%, down 48 bucks. So that's not a fun thing to sit through. But this is giving us a lot of warning that maybe we're at the top of the AI bubble. And I think if you look at NVIDIA in a second, I will show you why I think we might be coming down the other side. Here is Micron made an all-time high right before its earnings, and or at least on this chart, and then really lousy day yesterday where it was down 50 points in the morning, maybe more, and it did recover a lot of that through the end of the day, closed above the 50%, the halfway point of its range yesterday. But today it's coming back down and it may want to test the bottom again. It did fill that gap, but there's another gap here that I think it might want to head for, and that's around 375. We'll see. I mean, this you can't make your predictions or your guesses on the day after earnings, but this was a rough ride for a lot of people in Micron. And they killed earnings, right? Like we're sold out of our chips. We've got, till the end of the year. Like these are good things that are going on, but they sold out. Tesla just continues to bleed off since that 498 level, and it's now at 374. There's not a lot of good things that are showing this stock is going to bounce. There's not a lot of things that are saying it's going to go lower fast, but it is certainly drifting lower. So be careful if you're in Tesla. Here's NVIDIA. And this is interesting because this whole thing is the consolidation going from about 170 to 212. And it's just banging around, like I've been saying for 4 months. It's banging around, not going higher, not going lower, just banging around inside of its consolidation area. But it's now down below the 200-day moving average. That's a concern to me. It's been under the 50 for a couple of weeks now, and now it's down under the 200. That's rough. That's rough. Stocks that stay below their 200 usually go a lot lower. So we'll see what happens. Let's hope this Nvidia or this AI bubble is not bursting just yet. I have a feeling I put a video out this week on what I think is going on with AI, and I think it could be moving from these big, huge data centers crunching all these numbers, and there's a shortage of chips, there's a shortage of electricity, there's a shortage of building, and it might be moving to your local laptop. And that could be a huge thing to change the whole landscape for all these AI companies. So be careful if you're getting sucked into the hype. AMD, in my opinion, is looking better, especially with that candle from yesterday, looking a lot better than some of these other AI plays, still with a nice high relative strength, but still under the 50, but above the 200. So that's not so bad. Apple, I think, is a good story now going into the rest of the year, but this chart is not telling us that. It's now bouncing off the 200-day moving average. You kind of got to watch Apple, but I think, I don't know. It's drifting down and the market's drifting down. So will it drift up when the market drifts up? My feeling is yes. I just don't know where the bottom is. It looks like it's probably around this 243, and right now we're at 248. GE Aerospace was doing great. It was breaking up. not, breaking higher, I should say, breaking out. And then it started to come down the other side. Now it's coming down on not bad volume, not really high volume. A couple of candles down here. There's a gap down a couple days ago. Um, so this is down touching its 200-day moving average. This could be in trouble. And I have a position in this, and I'm getting ready to pull the trigger on it. And this other one is called Bloom Energy. And Bloom Energy has just been staying here. It's a 99 relative strength, just been hovering right near its buy point for weeks, paying a huge amount of juice if you do covered calls, like big juice, big income. And if you can sit through these big candles, because these candles are a lot bigger than some of the other ones I just showed. Um, there's volatility, but that means you get paid a lot if you're an income investor. Broadcom trending down lower below the 250, the 200, the 50, not good. And these are some of the good, strong stocks that maybe you want to put on your watch list for after we get out of this lousy red market. These are the strongest stocks out there, and generally, those are the ones that lead us out of these uh, tough times in the markets when the markets turn green. So, might want to take a look at that. I'll leave it there. There's a lot more stocks that I could study and talk about, but you probably should be in cash right now, getting ready for some good news to happen out of the Middle East, and then we can start to build maybe a stronger base and maybe go up and test those all-time highs. Meantime, we're red. Be careful. Protect your account. Make sure that if we are in a bull market, that you're living to fight another day and you're not going to ride it all the way down and trying to pick the bottoms. I'll leave it at that. Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going live talking about all kinds of stuff, maybe being able to take your questions if I can figure out how to work the chat while I'm talking. But I'd love to see you there. And also one more reminder, register for Arizona, 17th through the 19th of April. Love to see you there. And we'll leave it at that. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.